Amanda, a Fanny secondary school student, after being withdrawn by her mother from her previous school due to their recent change in location, thereby registering her in a new secondary school. During the registration processes, Amanda wasn't feeling well about the missionary school due to the fact that she has been having nightmares about the school. Hello guys, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for nice and awesome story you won't like to miss. With that being done by you, let's jump right into the video. On her resumption day, her mother drove her to school. She made sure everything was set before she went back home. Meanwhile, Amanda made a new friend that same day who showed her around the school premises and bring to her notice of the school rules and regulations. In the evening of that same day, the principal of the school, who is often called Mother Superior, addressed the students, both new and old, in an assembly gathering. Still on the assembly, Amanda's friend was whispering to her about 4 intelligent guys that have represented the school in so many ways and won multiple awards for the school. Amanda was warned by her friends to stay away from those guys because of how they have treated the people that have been close to them previously, and when they are being reported to the Mother Superior, she won't take it serious because they are good mind to the school. On a certain day, when the SS3 students were having chemistry lecture, Lachey and his gangs were at the back, distracting the class. The teacher became mad and told Lachey to take over the class. Lachey, being an intelligent guy, he continues from where the teacher stopped, claiming he knows more. But the teacher urged him that knowing it does not guarantee him from preventing others to learn. Unfortunately for Lachey, the new student called Anita interfered, claiming that Lachey was a little bit wrong in what he said, pointing out some mistakes Lachey made when he was explaining him he's not the perfect person he claimed he is. This turns out to be so sad for Lachey. One day, Lachey and his gangs planned against a girl in the school. First off, they lured her out of the school premises through her best friend in their gang named Dike, often called ID. ID, being the middleman in the game, played his role better by taking the girl to a random house in the middle of nowhere. He claims it is his uncle's place. But surprisingly for the girl, ID, who she thinks that loves her, called in his friends to carry out their initial plan on her. This leads to sexually assaulting Ibuku, which she tried everything to prevent, but it didn't work. When they were done with her, she had no choice but to go back to school shamefully that same night. ID, on the other hand, being scared that something might hurt her, followed her up a while after, but he couldn't catch up with her. ID, still looking for Ibuku in the woods. On his way back to school, he had a strange sound inside the bush. He was so terrified and didn't know what to do. Suddenly, a red light, which the source is unknown, shined at his face immediately. So an invisible hand from nowhere slashed his throat to death, which left him lying lifeless on the floor in the bush. Meanwhile, in the school premises, Anita, the new student, had a very strange nightmare as usual. On the other hand, Ibuku, when coming back, she was surprised to meet Mother Superior, the principal of the school, which asked her where she was coming from. She explained everything that happened and how the guy sexually assaulted her because it was so heartbroken to her. But the principal didn't believe her, as to protect the guys as how she always does, and later gave her punishment for going outside school without anybody's consent. The next morning, Lachey and his friends went to the principal, telling her they have not seen ID since yesterday night. The principal asked them some few questions and promised them that everything will be okay. She then asked them how they are preparing for the upcoming competition, and they told her that everything is going smoothly, but they need ID in their team. One of the women living in the village went into the bushes to get some firewood with her bicycle. On her surprise, she saw a boy lying lifeless on the floor, putting on school uniform. She was so terrified and she ran away as fast as she can. The police, on getting to the crime scene, couldn't identify what led to the massacre of the boy, also establishing many theories, but nothing seems to work because the evil murderer murdered the boy and took his face. So they decided to start up their investigation on the matter. That same night, Amanda had a dream concerning a man that was urinating in the same place their former student was murdered by the unknown. The man was still there until the unknown came by and took his life too, which left him lying helplessly on the floor. Amanda, on waking up, finding out this was another nightmare for her, which later in the morning turns out to be a real event. making it two bodies discovered by the police in the bush. The local police came to the school to question the principal about the body discovered wearing the school uniform of their school. But when she was asked, she denied that the body found was not a student of the school, which the police asked her if she was sure about what she said, and she claimed it's the truth. She did all this in order not to tarnish the image of their school. After the policemen left, Baba, an old man who have worked in the school for several decades, known to be always close to the principal, made his way into the principal's office because he overheard her discussion with the police officers. He told the principal that all this lie must stop because she knows what's happening and she pretends as if she don't know anything, asking her if she is not aware that the evil spirits that have been haunting people back in the days came back. But the principal shut him up because she's just hiding all these things from the face of the world so that the government agencies will not take the school away from her. Bashir and his friends, after playing football, were seated behind the tree. When they saw Ibuku, the girl they sexually assaulted, passing by, they stopped her from going further and threatened her that she will regret the rest of her life if she have anything to do with ID's disappearance. Ibuku told them that she's not afraid of them, that they can do whatever they want. They tried to beat her up for saying that, but they were interrupted by the old teacher and they all left. The next morning, another body was found in the bush, the face of the body dismantled as well as the other. This made Baba believe fully well that this evil spirit that took people's life in the olden days came back for another revenge. He went on and told the principal that things need to be uncovered and things need to be done in the right way. But the principal was still standing on her own opinion. Then the old teacher decided to make everything right with no hesitation. The two detectives on the case were still discussing on the situation behind the case until the old teacher came into their office telling them that he wants to help in the investigation. They asked him how will he be of help to them. Then the man spoke up. Firstly, he told them the story of how the evil spirit came to being. As she was a young lady that was going back home so many years ago, when she was going through the forest, she came across some evil men in the village which terminated her life by sexually assaulting her to death. After they are done with her and left her lifeless on the floor, the next month, the spirits of the girl started hunting people down in the village. Every day bad news began to reoccur in a peaceful village. People in the village went to the king crying they are losing their loved ones. The king on his own don't know what to do until he summoned the chief priest of the village. The old teacher told the policemen that the chief priest was his father. His father, being the chief priest and the only hope left, started his incantation with the gods. When he discovered the cause of the problem, the evil men in the village that were involved in the sexual assault were summoned by the chief priest. One finger from each of them were chopped off for a sacrifice to the gods, after which them and their generation were banished from entering the village ever in their lifetime. As the gods said, the chief priest entered the king's palace and told him that the problem has been solved, telling him that the only thing that will bring back the spirit is allowing those men and any of their generation to come back to the village. The old teacher told the policeman that he didn't follow his father's footsteps of sacrifices and ritual because he found Christ and changed his faith. The policemen believed the old teacher automatically, leading them to reverse their investigation plans. The old teacher, now with the assistance of the police, decided to visit his uncle, who took over his father's job as chief priest immediately after his father died. He told his uncle to do some incantation with the gods to know the reason why the evil spirits came back. Luckily for him, he did one, telling him that one of the daughter of the punishments came back to the village, revealing the identity of the person and also saying that her name was Amanda. The old teacher thanked him so much for what he did and appreciated him. The old teacher, knowing fully well that Amanda was a student in their school, he went on to the policeman, telling him that they have to get Amanda for some questioning. They called Amanda and asked her if she has been having nightmares all this while, which she claims it was truth. The three of them drove off the school premises, heading to Amanda's mom's residence to confirm if her husband was one of the banished. On reaching her house, Amanda's mom clarified and confirmed that everything they said was the truth. They were happy of all the information because they were getting close to solving the problem. Amanda's mom asked them what the problem was, but they told her she should calm down, that it is nothing to worry about. The teacher and the policemen took Anita to the chief priest, telling the chief priest that they have found the girl. The chief priest glorified the gods and did some strong incantation and sacrifices, which didn't hurt Anita in any way. promised them that everything would be okay in the village from now on, and they all left. In the evening of that same day, the evil spirits came back for the last time, craving to take Anita's life, but unfortunate for her, the sacrifices the chief priest made didn't let her do that. Mother Superior, the principal of the school, was later arrested by the police for obstruction of justice and investigations. From then onwards, the whole village became peaceful ever since. Please drop a like on this video and subscribe to this channel for awesome stories like this.